awesome drawing from my friend Michelle over here. And, we need a tube so I can take it home because it's gonna get like all bent. So anybody got a tube?
You know, one of those little shipping tubes. We'll find one. We will get one. He's been talking, Michelle. He's been talking about your drawing, wanting to take it home. He's like, we got to get something. We got an envelope. I said, we'll get a tube. So I'm sure we'll find one here, and we'll get it together. How many of you excited to hear from Brian? Let me ask you a question. How many of you are a current Korn fan? Oh, put your hand up. Oh yeah. Let me say this: is Brian has similar music to Korn, but now it's Christian.
Yeah.
And they go on iTunes. Is that right? iTunes, and you guys got a CD, but we don't have any of them here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. But
it's funny. In Nashville, I couldn't get up to this. There was my friend's driveway, and he's got a big old driveway, and my car wouldn't make it up because of the ice. So I didn't bring any CD.
Can I tell? Yesterday when I picked him up from the airport, we're driving home and it's snowing. He said, "Is this a blizzard?"
He said that the whiteouts are like that's a blizzard, but it looked like a blizzard to me, man. There's snow.
Is this a blizzard? I said, "Man, see that bridge?" And it was like 50 yards away. I said, "You couldn't see it if this is a blizzard."
I want to move here because of summer, because like Nashville is like, that's where I live, and it's like really humid and hot. Like you take a shower and then you're sweating 5 minutes later. But I know it's like 80 degrees here.
How many of you know we got good summers here?
Oh yeah.
We got good summers. You know what? And we're both from California, and so we were just talking. He's from you're from Bakersfield, raised in Bakersfield. It's too hot in Bakersfield. But we were talking, and I said, personally, and I've lived in both places, is I like the spring, summer, fall, and first half of winter better in Michigan than I do in California. It's that last half of winter here that is just like, oh Lord, just hit the switch. Look, it's minus 10.
Yeah, but it's fun to like bundle up and stuff. I went to this guy, I stayed at his house, and he's like, here's your bed, and like everybody went to bed, and I was like, I looked at the bed, there's like one comforter. I go, what? And so I had to go, it was freezing, so I had to go find another comforter. I got 2 comforters on the bed.
This morning you go into my office. And my office is like, steps in, he's like, oh my gosh, it's cold. And there's a heater over in the corner, and he goes over and it's like, oh.
See, that's the fun part. See, it's like, I'm not like, oh, I hate this place, it's cold. I'm
like, I know. You're right. You're right. He likes the cold. How many of you want him to move here?
Yeah.
Lord, you want me here? I'll come. I'll go anywhere. I was in Bakersfield, then I got saved. I moved to Phoenix, so I moved from hot to hotter. And then I said I'd never live in humid weather. And then last year, he was like, get up and go to Nashville. And I was like, all right, I'll go anywhere. I don't even care.
That's it. Life is in obeying God.
Yeah.
That's where it is. And just learn from that, if you don't know that, is don't ever tell God, I won't do that.
Right.
Because He'll bring you there.
Yes, He will.
Now will you do it? So you can tell Him, I would prefer not to do that. Lord, I prefer not to. Everybody's here, and I want to, really kind of what I want to do is I want to ask Brian, we wrote down a few questions, series of questions, but I want to just ask Brian some questions, and I think probably that a lot of us would maybe ask these questions and allow him to just share from his heart and kind of bring us into maybe perspective of your life, because I think a lot of people here, and I know we've talked, and you said, as a kid you always dreamed about being a rock star, and you always dreamed about making it big, and from everybody's natural outlooking perspective here, we would say, gosh, he got it. He did it. He made it big. He was a rock star. And I mean, you can share, but what was your life like with Korn? Before you knew the Lord, what was your life like?
It was insane, a big party. I mean, some of you people are here from before, you're going to hear it again, but it was just like, you get on a big wild train ride, And it was kind of like going to college with your friends, but never leaving college and just like partying the whole time. And but it was, you know, it was exciting in the beginning because we were so broke. I was saying earlier, all of us worked at Pizza Hut. Jonathan Davis, the singer for Korn, was the manager at Pizza Hut. And it was a little twisted and dark then too, because like we were messing around with methamphetamines in the beginning. A few, but like three of us. He would give his delivery drivers speed, and they had like the fastest delivery in town. It was just like, it wasn't good, but we all worked there, and then me and Monkey, the guitar player, worked at a furniture delivery place. We delivered furniture to a bunch of rich, snobby people in Orange County, in LA, Hollywood, anywhere. And one time we went to this guy's house and we looked on the ticket and it said Robert Downey Jr. And we got there at 7 a.m. We knocked twice on the door. It was when he was going through his little stuff, you know, like back in the day. We knocked like 2 times. Before our second knock, like the door opened so fast. He's like, oh. He's like, come on in. He goes over here. And he's jumping up on furniture, telling us where to put the stuff. And we were like, this guy is high. Just wild stories like that. But we barely made rent. I mean, we were dirt poor. We lived off our tips. Jonathan made good money because he was a manager at Pizza Hut, but it was just that's what life was like. And before that, he worked on dead bodies when they died, like mortician assistant. He was the assistant, yeah. And he hung it up to.
And then he went to Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
So he's cooking pizzas.
Yeah. He was weird too. Like he would bring home body bags and hang them in his closet and show his friends. It's just he's really weird. But that's what life was like. You asked me what life was like before Korn.
And I think I think as people and everybody's sitting here, is from the monetary outside financial money that you made in Korn. You know, I mean, and I don't know how much you made, but I'm sure you did well. In what it afforded you, as far as what the world would and maybe a lot of people here would sit here and say, that's what makes you happy. You know, to be able to have that or any whim. Anything I mean, were you at a spot where that's kind of the way it was?
It climbed throughout the years. Like when we got signed, I was saying earlier, I got the $40,000 check, and some of the other guys went and like bought a Mercedes right away because they wanted to, you know. And I took my money, put it in the bank, and I didn't touch it. I bought a Volkswagen, and they made fun of me. Actually, it's on a home video of Korn. Shows me pumping a Volkswagen tire, you know. So all these guys got these fat rides, and so I was like the money guy because I was so broke before, and my dad was like just, you know, that's all I was taught, you know, success in the world. So I wanted to be smart with my money, and as we toured, we got, you know, the more money came in, do t-shirt deals or whatever, and publishing, that's when you get money for the royalties from your music. So we were getting money, and I bought my first house 2 years after we started. I bought my first house in Redondo Beach, California, and it was a starter, you know, and it was really cool. And then, you know, it seemed like we had our partying under control then, kind of, you know what I mean? We're just drinking and touring, but like cocaine would sneak in, but we wouldn't let it get out of hand. And so, like, as the third record came out, the money started getting better, and it just went to the top, you know, #1 and everything, and then money starts falling, just everywhere. And you know, I got married around that time, and my wife was like really upset because I was gone so much. So I just wanted to buy her like everything. She was like, "Why are you not happy? You know, I know, I'm sorry I'm gone so much, but what would make you happy?" And she goes, "I think I want to move to Huntington." Back to Huntington Beach, because that's Korn started over there, but then I moved to Redondo. So we sold our house in Redondo. I bought our house, and she goes, "I want a horse too," you know, because she had horses when she was a kid. So I bought her a horse by the horse stables in Huntington Beach. You know that neighborhood? You're from there. I don't know if it was there when you were a kid, but they had
Listen, I'm older than you.
A little bit, but yeah, the sidewalks were horse trails. So I bought her a white horse and a house. We built a pool, everything, you know, with the dream. And we live 5 minutes from the beach.